Okay, hi everyone. This is our third watercolor class. Today we're doing a flower vase, so a little bit different than last time. We did landscape, so the nature and stuff. Now we're doing an object. So what you'll need is, we're going to start with a sketch. So have your pencils ready. And when you have your pencils ready, I'm going to start with the vase. So the glass jar. And it's a bit off center. So with a lot of the pictures, it's not in the middle, but a little bit to the left or the right. Just lightly sketch. I'm going to press a little harder so you can see it. Just the overall shape. And then the next thing to draw in, to sketch in, is the background. So where the table meets the wall, there is a line here. It's above the bottom of the vase. So just lightly sketch it in. Okay, and the next step is I'm going to draw in the flowers. So starting with the ones in the front, there is a white flower in the very front. These two can be together. There's that and then the leaves. So I'm going to start with the white one because it is in the front. And you're sketching just the shape or the outline. Not too much into the details. Just roughly how big it is. And then this one. And then that one. Then I will go and draw these flowers. So on this side, just go slowly, one flower at a time. There's believe there's 5 petals on each. And don't forget to draw in the stem as well. Just kind of randomly guess where the petals are. It does not have to be completely accurate. And of course, now you're going to draw in the leaves. So I'm going to see how these are two of the brightest leaves. Put those in first, then draw in the leaves around it. So at the top here, there are some round leaves as well as a skinny leaf. So have these different shapes to make your image look interesting. So for the inside, I left it empty. So there's a lot of leaves in the back, but I didn't do it. I just left it empty because we will paint it. So leave the inside of the leaves empty. Now let's move on to the bottom. So the stems are poking into the water. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5. Some of them don't touch the bottom, and some of them do. Okay, now that the sketch is done, let us mix the colors that we need to use. So in the picture, we have some magenta. So this is red, a little bit purple. And then we have whites, of course, and red and orange and green. So let's mix the colors for the flowers first. I'm going to take just any brush. Make sure the brush is wet. And I'm going to make a basic red. So get some water and make some red color. And you want it to be quite bright. So for me, I need more red. This is too pale. So make some red. I'm going to fix this. And if your red looks like this, it's okay. I'm going to make another red, but it's more yellow. So this is kind of pink. I want an orange red as well. And to make an orange red, you just add a little bit of yellow. I'm kind of running out, so get some more. So something like that. And if you have testing paper, you can always use it to test your color. So that's kind of a red orange. And then the other color is just pink orange or pink red. So you see the difference? The other color that we're going to mix is yellow. So take some yellow, and we don't want it to be too yellow, or else it looks like green. So add a little bit of red. But still a little too yellow, so I'm going to add more red. Hopefully that'll do it. And now that's just orange. So more yellow now. And that should be good. So we have our 3 colors: orange, red, and pink red. And make sure you also have some blue as well. Just a little bit on the side. This will be for our shadows. Okay, and let's get started. I'm going to start with the flowers. So let's do this one first. It is kind of an orange, and on the inside there's a shadow. On the paper, I'm just going to fill it in with one color first. You can actually do the same for the other side as well. For this flower, add a little bit of that color and some red orange. And on this side, it will be this pink color that we're using. And just roughly fill in the shapes. You don't have to follow the pencil outline. Just kind of put them wherever you think there is that color. Now that I'm waiting for the flower to dry, let's make some greens. So we're going to mix new colors. We're going to need a green. So this green over here, it's a little bit yellow. So add some yellow to your green. And then some parts of it is quite dark. What you can do is on the other side, add some blue and red. So you're making purple. So make a little bit of purple. And you'll see what we'll do with this color later. So this is just purple.
Purple is red and blue.
Yes, purple is red and blue. That's right. So I just made some yellow green, and then we just made purple. So two new colors. Okay, now with the green, I'm going to go in the background and fill in leaves. So all of them will be green. Do a light layer of this yellow-green color. So you need quite a lot of water. So fill it in as one big chunk. Even the white leaves. And notice how I'm leaving some spots in between. Just like in the photo, there are some white spots in the background peeking out. So leave some of these white spaces. And then down here as well. So don't forget to fill out the stem at the bottom. Just do one color of green. Okay, so now we've done what's called the first wash. So the first layer of colors, you're going to add darker tones now to the flowers. Let's start with this yellow flower over here. The shadow is kind of a red brown color. So you can just add black, a little bit of red, and I'm gonna mix it on the top here. Red, orange, and a little bit of black. So it's just red, yellow, and black. And this is the color. And just fill in the basic area where the shadow is on the left side of the flower. And take a little bit more orange, add it to your brush, and now you see these petals, these lines. Just gently paint them in. Now let's draw in the paint in the shadows for this rose. And it's kind of a dark red. Same with this. These two almost look the same. I'm going to use the same combination. A little bit of orange and some black. And also some red. The shadow is on the right side now. There's also some on the top left. One thing I like to add for fun is a little bit of blue in the shadow. It's not in the photo, but if we add some blue, it gives the flower more dimension. So I just added some blue to the paint when it was still wet. I'm going to leave this one alone. So just some blue in the shadows over here. Okay, and now let's do the flowers on this side. The darker tones for that will be a little bit of purple. So this purple that we made is a good choice. You can also use a little bit of red to make this mauve color, just like that. So purple and some red. And sometimes you can also add some yellow to it to make brown. So you don't want to paint all of the flowers, but just some of the darker petals and leave the lighter areas. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but to the leaves. So we just added a darker tone to the flowers. Let's add some darker tones to the leaves as well. So I'm going to use a light purple, the purple that we just made. And I'm going to go over the areas that have the darkest greens. So basically around these dark leaves. Don't forget to shade the stems as well. I'm also going to darken this one a little bit. I'm just making more purple. We're going to do that again and darken even the darker areas. So within the shadows of the leaves, there are even darker shadows. So up here, this leaf is pretty dark. You can also add some black as well. So just estimate where the shadows are and kind of just guess. Also, don't forget the stems on this flower. So I'm gonna add that right now. Okay, and now I'm going to add the veins. So the lines on the leaves. Okay, now I'm going to add a darker tone on the leaf. So if you look here, this side is lighter than that side. So this is a darker, a little bit. This one's a little bit darker. So take some green and purple, and you'll get this gray color. like this. So that's green and purple. And just a very light gray. And add a little bit to the left, to the right of these leaves. With the same color, you can also add some of the petals you can see in the flower. You can't really see it, but they're definitely there. Take a very light, a lot of water. And just sketch in some of these shadows in the white flower. So around this corner, there's a lot. And some up here. You can also change the color. You can use a little bit of yellow on this side.
Today we're going to talk about the best foods to clean out your liver. Your liver is not necessarily dirty, and it doesn't accumulate toxins. In fact, its main function is to detoxify toxins, poisons, and chemicals.
And then take the green and purple to make another gray like this. And we're going to add some shadows to the bottom of the flower. So under here.
And you can dysfunction and create all sorts of issues, but the liver itself is not invisible for toxins. So I want to show my talking to the best foods to establish a full function to get your liver able to detoxify at the highest level.
Okay, now with the same gray. So this gray we're going to be using a lot. Green and purple. You're going to shade in the glass jar. The glass, although it is see-through, it is a little bit darker than the back. What we're going to do is take this gray here and go around the edge. I think mine needs to be a little bit lighter. Draw a strip down the bottom. And leave a white space in the middle. This is the highlight. If you can't see, like that. And then fill in the rest. Now you can take some clean water and just let it blend into the middle.
Cholesterol. And so the liver is part of the building block, but not just cholesterol, but a key part of the creation of smiles. And what's interesting is that people take certain drugs that block cholesterol, like statins. Well, guess what's going to happen to these hormones? You're not going to be able to efficiently have all sorts of issues. Your liver makes a good portion of the cholesterol body. Take a wild guess what material that makes cholesterol.
Like the same purple and green.
So cholesterol is
and make the bottom of the jar. So if you look at it, it's kind of round. There's two extra lines. So now I'm just taking some purple and outlining the edge of the jar because it becomes darker around the edges.
Things like caffeine, drugs, chemicals, eating cruciferous vegetables with sulforaphane can even enhance the liver to the point of having an enhanced function of the liver even 2 weeks after we stop eating cruciferous vegetables. So some of the effects from eating cruciferous vegetables extend into the future even if you don't eat them. That's pretty cool. Now, if you consume cruciferous sprouts, okay, you get a major enhancement in sulforaphane, especially when we're talking about broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, and even mustard seed sprouts. So sprouting is very, very smart.
Okay, and the next step is we're actually going to paint the shadow as well.
Huge.
So the shadow in the back. A good color for that is a bluish purple. So we have some blue already. Now you're going to take some purple and mix it into the blue. It gives you an indigo, right? You can take some orange, just a little bit of orange to make it kind of a grayish blue. So like this. Just added blue with purple with some orange. And the color that we get is kind of the storm blue color. Make sure you have a lot of it, especially with a lot of water, because we want the paint to spread. Okay, I'm going to start right next to the petals. Just the very top of the shadow. Think of it as one big object. And a round brush, like the one I'm using, is a very good brush for these spiky shadows, because you can just hold the brush down and let it go, and it gives you the perfect shape. As we get further down, it becomes larger and larger. So just kind of fill in the shadow. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. Just make sure you have some of these empty white areas. And look for the shapes. So there's a little shape there. And make sure you do it pretty quickly, because if it dries, you get the overlapping lines that show up, which is fine. But we want to try to keep it to one smooth color. Okay, this is a little too far. And for the shadow on the table, just make a few these random lines that go up to the shadow. And when it is still wet, I'm going to take a tissue paper and make this area a little bit lighter. So I'm just pressing and tapping because you can see there's white in the shadows. Tapping some of it away. I'm not going to worry about the stems. If you want, you can paint them in. I think it looks fine the way it is. Maybe it's a blurry shadow. Okay, with a little bit of purple and blue, I'm going to darken the edge of the table. Just take a brush. And now that we're going to wait for everything to dry, I did mention that I want to change the background color because it is too white. Everything is too blank. So I want to change the background color. And we're going to do a tint wash. So if you don't have a bigger brush already, get one. Or you can continue using the same brushes. What you're going to do is you're going to fill in the background with any other color. I will be using blue, but you can only do this when everything else is dry. So once everything is dry, I'm actually going to fill out the entire top part, so the wall, with my choice of color, even into the jar. So it's just a tint, and you need to work fast. Before the paint dries on you. Okay, now that we're waiting for the color to dry, I also want a second color for the table. And you can pick any color you want. I am going to do a light brown. So let's make a light brown. Take some of this orange yellow. And then some purple. And I think my brown looks a little too green, so I'm going to take some red. That's better. So that was just yellow, purple, and red. Okay, now I'm going to take some water and take the brown. And just like we did with the top part, just do a light wash over the table. Okay, now I'm waiting for the table to dry. I'm going to actually darken the shadow a little bit. So I didn't think this through, but the shadow has disappeared from my painting. I'm going to darken it again with some purple. So I'm going to make more purple when that is just red and blue. switching back to my round brush and just going to go over the shadows again. To make the table even more interesting, I will attempt to do some wood patterns. So that's the lines in the wood. So take the brown or whatever color you have or used for the whatever color at the bottom. Use it again. I'm going to make the table have some texture. Okay, and the last step that is optional, so please don't feel like you have to do this, but I'm going to take the marker pen that we had from last week. So if you have any marker pens, so black fine tip pens, very small, or if you have a black pencil crayon or black ink, any of the black inks will work. Or if you can use a very small brush and use black paint, that is okay too. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some contrast to the painting with the black pen, and you have to wait for everything to dry first. So when you look at this painting, I feel that it's the background and the flowers are very flat. They look like the same. So I'm going to use a black pen. Just go around the edges of the object. So that is the vase, the glass jar. And just bring back some of that definition. So it's like you're drawing now. If you have a black pen, you can also do this, but you don't have to do this. This is just a choice. Up to you. If you don't want to outline, you can also just take the black pen and shade. So shading is when you darken an area completely, or not completely, but when you darken an area. So you can take the pen and add some hatching. And that should be the end of today's painting. How did everyone do?